Welcome to FranchiseWire Live, your source for all things franchising. Remember to subscribe to FranchiseWire Live on YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And for the latest in news, events, and happenings in franchising, bookmark FranchiseWire.com. Now here's the host of FranchiseWire Live, IFPG President, Red Boswell.
How about that background, huh? Yes, this is Red Boswell with FranchiseWire Live, and I'm your president of IFPG. Gang, excited about this new format, this new program, and we are joined today in our grand opening episode by a great friend and franchise icon. Can I say that? Or
oh yeah.
Just say franchise grumpy old man.
I like the icon.
Butch Mogavero. Butch is CEO of Boulder Designs and Border Magic, and excited to learn what's going on with them, his outlook on the industry, and maybe we'll talk some fishing as well. Butch, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Red. I appreciate it.
You got it. You're down in beautiful Waco, Texas. What's happening in Waco today?
It's hot. It's just hot.
Tell me something I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess y'all are hot up there too, but just another day. It's been really, really busy. Like I told you, we're looking at our financials and we're almost double in both companies where we were last year, and just didn't realize it. I knew we were busy, but I hadn't had a chance to just really look at the numbers. And my COO brought some numbers in early. He said, "You realize how good we are doing?" I said, "Well, I'm not going to the bank every week, so I know we're okay, borrowing, so I think we're good." And he goes, "No, we're really, really good." He goes, it's the best we've ever done in that short a time since the history of our business. So it's really been good. I've made the statement several times. I would never believe somebody would buy one of our franchises without coming to Waco and visiting or seeing, touching, feeling the rocks and the border. And we're selling more than we ever have, and we're not having to travel around the country. So it's been a hugely great thing for our company. And I feel bad for all the ones that are doing bad right now, and I really do, but it's been a blessing to us. And even our supplies that we support the franchisees with, they're almost triple what we were from the first quarter to the second. So that's just unusual. We don't ever have those jumps. It's usually more consistent. And again, people are home, and I think there's some money there that they normally may not have, and they're spending it. They're not going out to eat, and they're spending on home projects, which ours fits in. So it's been a good time for us.
You are reading my mind. So you're saying FranDev is up and franchise revenues are both up.
Both of them extremely up.
I'm going to be pulling up something and share my screen. While I'm doing that, share with folks what you do. A lot of folks don't know Border Magic and Boulder Designs, two different franchise opportunities that overlap a little bit.
Yeah, Border Magic was the parent company, and that is a decorative concrete continuous edging that goes around your landscaping, any color, pattern, shape, and we have a proprietary product that goes in it to make it a lot stronger than typical concrete, so it's more of an enhanced concrete, and the cold weather up north, hot weather down south doesn't affect it near as much as typical concrete, so we don't have the cracking and fading issues that typically you would. I guess in 2008, the former founder decided to do something for the guys up north that can't lay border. So he invented a way to make these rocks and franchised it in 2008, I guess it was. And now that one has surpassed the border franchise because it's a different thing. And now we went from making little address rocks all the way to making huge entry subdivision signs, big commercial signage, anything you think of. So it's been, that's a really good one.
Huh? How about them apples? So
that's a nice one.
It's a great example. And now I need to straighten up my flower bed a little better.
Yeah, you need to work. We need to work on that.
Now, how about that? First day of school, kids are standing by my Boulder Designs rock. Killer.
Yeah, we're gonna have to match that. I'm gonna fix you up on something.
Uh-oh. I need a board. Are you saying I need a border now too?
Well, no. I was gonna have we've been taking our grandson to school, and we've got a big old rock in our yard. Funny that, and it's about twice as tall as he is. So I'll get you a picture of it. And that'll show you your next rock. You can graduate up to the bigger one.
Well, for everybody that's wondering, so that's a real life in my front yard. Boulder Designs franchise. This isn't some rock they cut out of a mountain. They created this rock from a bunch of ingredients. It's going to last about 1,000 years. That's what my warranty says anyway. And they just delivered it, and Lord help me if I try to pick it up. It's a freaking heavy duty rock sitting there in my front flower bed. So very cool. Hey, what's something like that cost somebody? Just curious.
I think yours, and I didn't see it before I left, I think yours is about 500 pounds, and that would be.
No, it's not 500 pounds.
It's not, is it less?
Yeah.
Oh, she's saying 100. Well, it's $1.40 a pound. So if it's 100 pounds, it's $140. So
you charge me $250.
I don't remember getting paid at all, actually. No, but those are very common, and given this is for the brokers more than prospects, it doesn't matter. That rock there probably took us 15 minutes to make it all in at a cost of maybe $7.
Yeah.
And we're the only ones in the world that can do that. We're the only ones that have a product that we make solid boulders that'll last a lifetime. And as we've done some, like for Farm Bureau, 50-something thousand pounds, all the way to little ones that sit on your desk that have your cards in it and anything in between. We're now looking at doing grottos on big, extensive swimming pools. Signs, welcome to Denton, Collin County, whatever, anything like that. We're now going after national accounts, and some of the ones, Chick-fil-A is one of our first ones we're going after. We've done McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, all of those guys, but we've always done them at a local level, and now we're trying to get them nationally. So those are things that you'll see in the future. A lot of the cities just love it. They say it looks more natural. It doesn't become a projectile if there's a storm or hurricane, tornado. The worst possible case scenario we figure is it might lay one over, which we don't even think it can do that. But if it did, that's the worst case. It's definitely not going to project it out and hurt somebody like other signage has done in the past. So you'll see a lot. And you always joke with Boulder Designs on a scale of 1 to 10. I think we're at about a 3 of what our potential is. And we've just hired a guy that does nothing but go after big bids all over the country, governmental bids in front of big corporations, huge structures, things like that. And he's been here 2 months, and I think we've already picked up 3 jobs from it. And these are $100,000-$300,000 jobs. These are really nice. So again, you're going to start seeing us in architectural magazines, things like that, where they have more options other than just a statue or a bronze looking something,
Right.
So it gives you a lot more ideas. And then, we always thought of, and it's up in your country, as having a 25-foot Dirk Nowitzki in front of Airlines Stadium. Now, I even thought of going and putting about a 10-foot one, and either Mark is going to call me and say, get this crap off my lawn, or he's going to say, all right, you got my attention. What are we going to do here?
Nice.
So anyway, but those are some things that we are looking at the future coming because of some of the big projects we're doing at Baylor now. It'll catch on into some other colleges also. So it'll be a lot of fun there.
Success breeds success.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of things right, my friend. You got the stars are aligning with your companies. So, for the franchisors, that's really what this FranchiseWire.com, FranchiseWire Live. I interviewed you some 4, 5, 6 months ago, right as the COVID crisis was hitting. And, we're all wondering what in the world's going to go on. Here we are a few months later, still wondering what in the world's going to happen.
Well, we're all a little scared still, but, because you don't know. But, I think the better franchise companies and better companies, period, will just adapt and figure out, these guys that are selling out in mass, they never thought they'd do that, and they just adapted and do what you have to do. And I think companies will have to do the same thing. Again, we're selling online, and now we're actually starting to do some of the training online, which we never dreamed we'd even consider that. But it's caused us to try it, and it's actually working better than we could ever, fathom. So
I would see you I saw you at these expos, and you would have a giant area,
Yes.
not your little 10 by 10. You're getting a 50 by 30 or what have you.
Exactly.
And the tens of thousands of pounds of rocks you were carrying across the country. I mean, what did an average show cost you?
It was up there. When me and my wife first started, we'd hop in these big trucks, and both of us drive one all the way to even as far as New York and some of these, depending on if you go to where the unions are and they want to unload our product by the pound, then it was just a huge negotiations, almost fist fight sometimes to dealing with these guys. But I mean, it was nothing for us to spend 30, 40 grand on a show. You know, the time you had your flights, your per diems, hotels, the booth itself, it's extremely expensive. And again, I don't know what that's going to do for shows down the road, at least for us. They're still not going to replace everything. They're still good. Like we go to NFR every year. That's our kind of our cat daddy. We sold, I think, close to 30 franchises at the National Finals Rodeo. So we'll always go to that. That's a fun one for us. We enjoy the animals anyway, and we'll watch that. But some of these other ones, we can spend $100 on Facebook and get the same results that we just spent 20 grand on the shows, and our guys are staying home and making money for me as opposed to being gone. So it's been a huge turnaround for our company.
So you would think IFPG's charging you too little, man. 30 grand for a show.
No.
So we talked a good bit, a few months back about what you see coming down the pipe in the franchise world and lending and politics. We got all over the place on that.
Right.
I value your opinion. I thought that first interview was so fascinating. Any insights about what's coming here in the last third of the year?
I still would go back to the same thing I said. Again, I don't want to get into politics and hurt my deal here, but, I think, again, Trump will release money to help the small business guys and, to help us stay in the business and make funds available for others to go into business. Doesn't mean he's the only one that would do it, but I've seen such a flourishment in my company, while he's been on board. And again, doesn't mean he's the only one that can do that. But I think a lot of people are going to look out for the small. Without us, you can't survive. You got to have all the services, the businesses to keep everybody else going. And again, right now, I think, you're seeing how much you do need these companies. You might not, it's like when you go in and your water's not on, you don't realize how bad you need it until it's off. And so I think that's coming into play. And again, people just learn how to adapt and make it work. And again, I think the country will pull together and keep that going. Well, I hope they will anyway.
So through this crisis, you've learned that you didn't have to travel everywhere. You could do a lot more online. You've learned how to train online. You're doing discovery days online.
Right.
I think when we met a year and a half ago, you didn't even have a computer. Almost.
Well, I didn't get that till last month. Well, I didn't know how to turn it on anyway.
Yeah.
But it's just changed so much. Again, and we didn't adapt to it in all fairness. We had to do what we had to do. Just things happened and you couldn't go anywhere. And I was actually set to go to Europe. I was going to Norway to sell Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. The day I was driving to Austin when Trump said we can't go to across the seas anymore. And I thought that was the end of the world for us because it was a big deal and I wanted it. And the next 2 or 3 weeks was right when it all kind of really hit hard and people did tighten up for a minute because they didn't know what was going on. And then all of a sudden reality is that, you still have to make money, you still have to make a living, and you just have to work. And things just started progressively getting better and they've just not stopped. It's just, we're right now more concerned about how to get new trailers made for our franchisees coming on board than we are selling the franchise, which that's a tough problem. I'll take it.
Yeah. Everybody's crying for you.
Yeah.
What about, so did the Norway deal go down?
It's gone. It's the people, their business pretty much went away. They were one of the companies that they got hit hard. And I'm not saying it's gone, but it's definitely, we're not talking right now.
Yeah.
So.
Understood.
Yeah.
So any insights on lending? You think that's going to continue to be
the few that we've sent, one of them I guess was Fran Fund. I don't know who that is actually, and then a couple SBA things. All of those, I've not seen anybody get turned down. And of course, we kind of pre-qualify them. I'll see what their credit rating is and what's their financials look like a little bit, because we're not, if they just file bankruptcy and going through a divorce, we're not going to send them to the lenders. But everyone that we've sent has all got financed so far. So I think
what are they borrowing?
150 typically. Yeah, and it just seems like it's easier to find money right now and buy it. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll change, but right now, if you're ever going to go into business, it's a good time, you know.
And so, Butch, are you seeing, maybe you don't know this, but are they doing 401k rollovers or SBA or?
It's a little of all of it.
Yeah.
Some of it, you know, the easiest and the most economical is typically pulling some out of your house because you can get a little better interest rate. But the SBA is not only lending, they're giving you some leeway on when you start paying, you know, so that's a nice thing. I would tell people, hey, if you can pay and you're doing good, go ahead and do it. Don't get used to not paying because that's an easy way to get hurt. So I know a lot of them that my sister in Florida, she just bought a Border Magic and they're doing really good. And they relieved their payments, I think, for 6 months. And they just went ahead and paid everything they could anyway, because that's just straight off the principal. And so I would encourage you to make sure that you do that if you can. So.
Well, you know, you and I are road warriors. Where do you think you'll get back on the road? Any prediction?
Well, we know December we will because we're going to NFR, and there's a couple other ones that we may go to. We're looking to really push into the signage industry. That's where we are making a big hit. There are several big sign companies that are wanting to work with us. There's one right now in Florida that we're probably going to do something with. They're not going to buy our company or anything, but we're going to work with them. And so we're probably going to start pushing the signage side of it. In the past, those shows were extremely expensive, and it priced us out of it. So we're going to see if we can go in on the digital side, because now we're putting the digital signs in our big boulders, and maybe we can pair up with somebody down there, like one of the companies where One World, where we get our digital stuff from. We can split the booth with them and do something like that. I think that'll work.
Well, say January 4th through 6th, baby. That's a IFPG retreat.
Well, you know I'm there.
Right.
So,
now, NFR
you comped it, so I got to go.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, NFR is not canceled. It's still on in December?
Right now it is, as of today. You know, at least I've not heard that it's been canceled. I think those are working class, rough guys. You know, they typically, you know, aren't going to lay down too much. Not that, again, I don't mean you shouldn't defy what we have to be doing here, but those are guys work outside and they're workers. So I think they'll be there, and it's a lot of fun. And most of that deal is outside anyway, so it's spaced out pretty good.
Nice. It's not like it's in the Astrodome with the Houston Rodeo or
some of it's a little bit like that, but it's very spacey there. So if you wanted to get out and not be in a crowd as much, I think you can. Depends on you know, a lot of these people haven't got to do anything all year. They might just flood the place. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're seeing that. Tell you what, you try to go out to an outdoor patio and you're waiting 4 hours.
That's exactly right. Same in Waco. It's the same thing. It's just people just want to get out. I mean, you can't blame. It's human nature.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Well, but you run 2 franchise organizations. You're thriving amongst a lot of chaos. Franchising, I said a couple of weeks ago, got more likes than about any post I've ever had. I just simply said on LinkedIn, never been a better time to be in franchising. And
it is exactly right.
For you, yeah, we're hearing that. So for those franchisors, maybe aren't doing quite as good. Any advice or insight suggestions for them?
Man, I just, you know, if they're not doing good, I don't necessarily wonder if it's something they can control. You know, some of these companies, I've seen some that were in a certain industry that they don't really have any control, and not a whole lot they can do other than, you know, diversify a little bit. But again, I don't know if they can. I've watched a lot of them do really well right now, and I've seen a few that are just almost belly up. And I would just have to, you know, say, hang in there, look at the relief programs if there is any, and take advantage of it. I'm one that don't like to use the government for any monies. I've never been on welfare or food stamps or anything. I just try not to do that. I've always worked, but I think this is different. It's one of the guys that as a mentor of mine, you know, when this first came out, they said, he goes, Butch, you gonna? I said, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And he goes, no, this is different. Don't feel bad. This is just different. So go get the help you can and stay in business. Not only you owe it to yourself, but you've got employees and stuff that rely on you that you really need to try to take care of. So again, like I said, it's different. So do what you have to do.
Good advice. You know, when a decade or so back, when the world was falling apart with that great recession, I was going through some tough times, and my wife and my mom gave me some advice. She said, "You have paid into that your whole life. That
Right.
is, that's why you pay into it for times like this."
Well,
So
the older I get, I do look at it a little different now, because I can't do what I used to do in the younger days. And again, you have to do what you got to do. You know, you got to stay in business. You might not like it, but within reason, do everything you can to take care of your company and the people that's worked for you, because you owe it to them, if probably before yourself even. So
Right.
you just have to do what all you can.
Dude, I've heard a lot of franchisors getting, well, this is in good times and bad. You get your best ideas from your Z's.
You do. And we've had a lot of them call in. We've had brokers that have given us good ideas. And it's, again, when the virus first started, you know, I called my bank and said, "Hey, you know, what's going to happen?" He said, "Well, first thing you know is we're not going to let you fold. It's not going to, at least not during this time. We're not going to." And so that's what I told all the franchisees. I said, "Hey, it doesn't mean don't pay me, but if you can, do it. But if everybody doesn't pay, we're in trouble. But if a few over here and there don't, we can survive that." But we got a lot of ideas from them. There's a lot of chat rooms going on. "Hey, we're doing this." One of them started doing marketplace a little different, and he shared it with everybody else. And all of a sudden we critiqued everything and everybody joined in, and it just started working, you know. And it's just been different. I always say you find out a true guy's ways when things are hard or down, you know.
It reveals you.
You do. That's how you really find the true character in somebody, is when they're down and see how they act. And we've, even some that we've struggled with, our franchisees, I think every company has 2 or 3 of them that they struggle with. Even those guys have been good people in this time. It's been neat. You know, sometimes bad times pulls people together, and we definitely had that.
Yep.
So it's been a blessing in disguise, I guess.
Well said. It's sad when you see a Zor who thinks he knows it all. The franchisees pay me because I got all the answers.
No, that's an idiot.
Yeah.
So trust me. Now, 10 years ago, I have a lot more respect for some franchisors.